Hello Channel NITT viewers, I am DS, your psychologist, and welcome to another episode on Channel NITT. So in one of our previous episodes, we talked about the different worldview between the TE user and the FE user and how that may be a potential source of conflict between a TE user and the FE user. So in this episode, we are going to continue to look at the potential clashes between the TE user and the FE user from a very social point of view. So in terms of communications, are there any problems between the TE and FE users? Yes. One of the problems of TE for many FE users is that TE is really very straightforward and sometimes can be curt and hurtful. Many people might also find TE to be unpolished and crude. So as an ENTJ, I use TE as my dominant function, and TE can really be in your face. I am particularly harsh with people that I find close to, such as family members and sometimes close friends. Under normal circumstances, I use NI as my auxiliary function or co-pilot, but sometimes I just use TE exclusively. Now this is because TE is my dominant function and hence my comfort function. It does not take a lot of effort to use it. So I don't have to waste too many of my mental resources diverting to our conversation or communication. So when TE takes over and NI is not engaged fully or at all, then there is no filtering all the words that come out from my mouth. It can really be very offensive. So if you are fat, I will just say that you are fat. Why? Because I just want to be genuine and straightforward. Sometimes a person might not like it. So there were a few times where I told a family member that what they say is plain stupid. They never use their brains. I can imagine how hurtful this is. Because TE is a judging function, so TE can be very quick to judge. A lot of times when dealing with people that I'm unfamiliar with, there is a filter because I will be more careful. So I may be thinking of some negative statements in my brain, but I just keep them to myself. Example, well, this person is so ugly, no matter how much makeup they put also cannot cover the ugliness. But as mentioned, with closer friends, TE can really go all out because of genuinity. So I remember having an argument with a then close friend. The close friend was saying that, oh, he has been on diet. So I said, but you still look fat. I thought that I was giving some genuine feedback, but that friend did not take it well. In the end, he said, talk to my hand. And my reply is, who wants to talk to your fat hand? So he gave me a very dirty look after that and he left. So if you are a petty close friend, then do not engage an ENTJ because the ENTJ will only give you genuine comments like this. So on the surface, it appears as if TE may clash with FE in this regard. But if you look deeper, this may not be the case. So as an ENTJ, this is my cognitive stack and this is the shadow function of my cognitive stack. So personally, I have problems with my shadow functions. So FE as a cognitive function definitely lies in the opposite stack. So does SI and NE. In fact, there were a lot of communication breakdowns because of SI. So on the surface, TE may really be at odds with FE. However, if you analyze it at a deeper level, this may not be the case. So there are two types of TE users, the TE plus NI users and the TE plus SI users. So the INTJ and the ENTJ use TE and NI. These are their shadow functions, not in any particular order. So FE of course is on the other side, so is NE and SI. So the INTJ and the ENTJ may have problems with NE and SI users as well. So the other type of TE users are the TE and SI users, and these are the ISTJs and the ESTJs. So these are the shadow functions of the TE SI users. As you can see now, NI and SE are on the other side. So it is very possible that communication wise, these TE users may have problems with the NI and SE users. So personally, because I don't use NE and SI, people who are very strong in their NE and SI can be really very triggering. So just to give you an example, I remember there was once I had a Zoom online lecture. And midway, I told the students to excuse me for a while because I need to spit because there was some phlegm stuck in my throat. So to me, that was the actual reason why I need to leave. Then one SI dominant student texted me in the private chat saying that, do you mind, some of the students might be eating at the moment, you could just say that, could you excuse me to go to the bathroom or something? So personally, I find the need to conform, which is an SI trait, very disturbing. So why must I decorate or polish my words so that you actually can eat well? So mind your own business, please. But of course, in this case, because the student is not close to me at all, I just did not reply. If I had not had my NI there and I just acted on my impulse, I would have scolded this student directly already. What business is it of yours? So you get what I'm talking about, right? Instead of saying that TE actually clashes with FE, it is more right to say that you actually clash with your shadow functions. It just happens that FE is one of the shadow functions of TE users. Of course, the triggering point of different TE users can be really different. So for an ESTJ, they might be really triggered when a person keeps giving them intuitive commands. So that is where there is a communication breakdown. So I am glad that as a TE user, I have NI as my filtering system. I tend to filter my words when I do not know the person well, or when that person is important to me because the person is a client. So I just keep the things that I want to say to myself. Otherwise, if the things really come out of my mouth, they are really going to hurt and kill. So in my previous episodes, I actually mentioned that I have a lot of FE users as my friends. So these friends are actually very special because they got to know me at the deeper level and they know that this is the genuine me and they appreciate me for who I am. So I don't have to decorate my words when I am with them. They just know that this is the real TS. So communications wise, I don't think there might be a problem between TE and FE users because FE users are actually quite understanding. So it may take them some time to adjust to this TE-ness. However, personally as a TE user, I have two problems with FE. The first problem I have with FE is that FE users really like to give a lot of presents. It can be really overwhelming because you don't know what to give back to them. Actually, the FE user does not expect anything in return. They really are giving freely. But from the TE user's point of view, it can be a little bit daunting because we tend to treat friendships as an exchange. So I feel very obliged to return something to you. But it has come to a point in time, right, that I just accept freely what they give to me because I know that there's no agenda. So that aside, another problem I have with the FE user is that FE users are really very naggy. Wow, seriously naggy. So I can go out with my sister who is an ENFJ. So she said, your collar not done properly, this thing is tilted, and so many different things. She's so particular. I have also got students who tell me that I never zip properly. What business is it of yours? Anyway, why are you looking at my groin area? Is it because my lectures are too boring? Okay, I went off tangent, we were talking about being naggy. So FE users can be really very naggy. They might tell you, oh, don't work until so late, this is not so important, take care of your health. Well, these are really very gentle reminders, but I think as a TE user, this can be too much, too feely, and I don't really like it. So when now I get FE next, I just ignore. So FE users can give me an entire text on WhatsApp, 8 to 10 lines. I don't bother to read it at all. I just skip and read and I say, okay, that's my reply, okay. I think they get that. I don't like this kind of messages. So all in all, the TE user can actually live with the FE user, even though there are some incompatibilities. So luckily I have NI, so I take whatever resonates. So things that I do not want to care about, I just ignore. So far, this has served me well. So fellow TE and FE users, do you like communicating with your counterparts? Comment below and share with me. So at Channel NITT, we do produce a lot of MBTI videos. We hope that you have enjoyed our videos so far. If you have not subscribed, do consider subscribing so that we can bring you more MBTI, psychology and fun stuff. Okay, I'm going to sign off now and I'll see you in my next episode. Goodbye!